My lords, today I bring report of a most disturbing series of events that has occurred on Mars. Dr. Samantha Grimm details her perspective of events. Dr. Grimm Personal Log, May 14th, year 2443. What can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered in a remote location a few kilometers out from one of the more remote research stations on Mars. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Mars, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as, where does it lead, and could something come through the portal from the other side? Dr. Grimm and a team of researchers fell upon the portal and began to probe it, attempting to ascertain its nature. After all, with it being so close to the homeworld, this could represent a significant military threat. Starships have been recalled back to the Sol system, and a contingent of super soldiers are already en route to Mars. They are our best and specially trained to deal with all things psionic and otherworldly. The military brass has nicknamed them Death Watch. After several weeks of attempting to probe the portal, Dr. Grimm and her team found a way to access it. They were able to send robotic probes through the gateway for very brief periods of time. Unfortunately, the drones quickly succumbed to programming errors and shut down within mere minutes of exposure on the other side, which has simply been designated as beta. The portal on Mars seems to lead to a realm which is opposed to the sapient mind on a fundamental level. Any and all contact with material from this dimension causes intense suffering in the subject, which if continued for more than a few minutes leads to intense suicidal urges coupled with attempts to mutilate their own sensory organs. Even simply studying data recorded in the strange dimension causes intense discomfort in the biological observer and cascading errors in computer systems. Despite this, Dr. Grimm and the Deathwatch team, commanded by Sergeant Johnson, codenamed The Rock, have come to the conclusion that this realm needs to be investigated by flesh and blood. As yet, it is unclear how we could close the portal. Therefore, its threat assessment must be determined. Secondary objectives include scouting for any and all potential boons to the human empire, technology and knowledge always being highly valuable. Johnson led a small 6-man team, Reaper, Destroyer, Goat, Duke, Pinky and the Kid, through the portal on July 10th, 2443. Contact was maintained for approximately 11 minutes and 6 seconds before being lost completely. It is unclear what happened to the team. The only data we have is detailed in the following recording.
You got Foreman? Nope.
Despite the loss of the Deathwatch team, Dr. Grimm stayed in position and continued to research the dimensional portal on Mars. Years have now passed with little incident. On occasion, some foul beast stumbles through the portal from the other side, but is quickly torn apart by the automated defense cannons permanently trained on the gateway. Overall, it has been deemed a minor threat only. Despite this, Dr. Grimm believes she is finally beginning to understand the beta realm. She believes that there are currents, forces, some flow of sorts which gently pushes against the portal towards our realm, bringing with it traces of dark matter, which we are able to collect. Dr. Grimm reports that in theory it should be possible to make our portal more visible to this force, which should result in a larger harvest. As such, and under guidance from the military contingent garrisoned on the planet, Dr. Grimm has built a vast signal amplifier, with the hope that this will increase the flow of the precious and most valuable dark matter resource. The vast signal amplifier did indeed work as intended, and a great blast of energy was fired through the portal on Mars. The effect was immediate. The pressure on the far side of the portal is now noticeably stronger, and with it comes an increased flow of dark matter. More concerningly, although the increased dark matter flow is indeed of great value, the warp beasts are appearing more regularly now. What was a monthly occurrence is slowly becoming daily. Clearly this energy burst has lit the portal up like a beacon for these otherworldly beings. The military garrison is being increased in size to appropriately offset this increased risk. My lords, this situation was consequently left as such for approximately 6 years. Over these 6 years, the portal has continued to be set upon by void beasts of all various forms, all relatively minor and never in a coordinated manner. However, 4 months ago, something very odd occurred. A stream of ragged humans attempted to travel through the portal and enter our dimension. They were malnourished and overall in an extremely poor state. They showed significant mutation when their genome was compared to our own, but nevertheless are indeed human. Just beta human, if you will. This group of humans told tales of their world. They are spacefaring like us, but well behind in technological progress. If we understand their historical account correctly, they fell down a more spiritualistic path than ourselves, worshipping various gods until they came across a void beast known only as the Worm. They fell for the Worm's embrace early into their technological development. Having only a small number of colonies, they were not ready for the destruction the Worm would cause. Soon after accepting the Worm's love, many of their colonies were utterly destroyed, and the ones that remained became shrouded worlds. Hordes of demonic entities roamed these worlds, and what was left of humanity is in a constant struggle to survive. It remains unclear what form the portal, or why it exists, but it is clear that we are fortunate that there have been no more serious incidents, given the potential for destruction on the other side. Furthermore, and perhaps even more disturbing than the tale of the Worm, the inhabitants of the Beta realm know of the Deathwatch squad we sent into the portal 6 years ago. If these Beta humans are to be believed, our soldiers, some at least, still live. However, it appears something has corrupted the squad. It split in two in an apparent mutiny. It remains unclear exactly what happened, but Johnson and Reaper seem to have gone their separate ways. Johnson has become a de facto leader of some sort of cult. He supposedly commands several thousand demonic entities and raids, pillages, and offers general destruction upon the Beta humans who continue to survive. It appears he has given himself in his entirety to the Worm. In a complete reversal, Reaper, or John Kane, could not bear witness to what Johnson was becoming. He now stands with the Beta humans. They've nicknamed him Doomslayer, although other names are quickly catching on: Unchained Predator, the Beast, DOOMGUY, and Hellwalker. The military commanders of the garrison and Dr. Grimm remain at an impasse. The Doctor demands we send troopers into the portal in defense of the Beta human survivors, and in the hope to correct and account for the destruction caused by Johnson and his cultists. The military commanders, however, suggest that we cannot expend human lives in a pointless war in another dimension with such little intel and highly unlikely chance of acquiring any worthwhile technology. In any case, Beta human refugees continue to come through the portal, and our defences continue to be probed by the psionic beasts. Which leaves us with a decision, my lords. It appears we have 3 options. Maintain the status quo. We can continue to accept refugees and put them to work as long as it remains viable to keep the portal open. We can send a military force through en masse in an attempt to bring down Johnson and his demonic forces, and hopefully find John Kane still alive. Or we could simply seal the portal for good. I'm told burying it under a small mountain should do the trick. The choice as ever, my lords, is yours to make. However, I might add that the populace is becoming quite enamoured with tales of John Kane, the Doomslayer. It would perhaps be a poor decision should we leave the man to fend for himself. Thanks for watching, folks. Please let me know what decision you would make in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and as ever, if you want to hear another story, please click the video on screen now.